Hey, Indonesia, this is Jake Scott. Check out my interview with CreativeDisc.com, the #1 music website in Indonesia.
Hello, CD lovers. Welcome back to another Creative Disc exclusive interview. Today, Yuwono is here as your host, and with me now is the musician you must know. He's been in the music industry for quite some time now, and his music already streamed for more than 250 million times. Wow. Recently, he released his new EP called Goldenboy, and here with me now is the Goldenboy himself, Jake Scott. Hello, Jake. How are you?
Hey, man, that was quite an intro, but I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for spending time to get to know you a little bit more and know your music a little bit more because I'm really into your music nowadays because the Golden Boys EP is so great, man. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So, are you in LA right now? Are you in Los Angeles?
I am, yeah. I'm sitting here in LA, and it's about to be dark outside, so it's crazy the time change.
Yeah, cool. Because it's clearly in the morning in Indonesia right now, but in LA,
Yeah.
what are you doing recently, Jake?
Well, recently, like you said, my EP Golden Boy just came out, so that's been really fun. But also,
Yeah,
my wife and I are getting moved into a new house, and
cool.
we're about to have our first baby next
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, I heard.
So we're
I
getting
heard
ready
that
for that.
it's due next month, right?
Yeah, at the end of August.
Ooh, how is the preparation going so far?
It's good. It's funny actually. Tomorrow I'm gonna build her crib, so
Wow,
we're getting everything ready to go. Everything pretty much else is done, but we got to get her bedroom ready to go before she gets here, obviously.
cool. I'm excited for you both because I also have a brother who expecting his first child as well. So I know the excitement
Oh,
for
wow.
it. I know the feel, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, congratulations to your brother and to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much, man. So, Jake, let's talk about your music. I've learned that you inspired by John Mayer to do music. Let's tell us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, man, John Mayer was kind of the reason I got started. Like once I heard his music, I just fell in love with songwriting. I fell in love with
Mm,
the way he told stories, his voice. I was obsessed with it. And I knew kind of the second I heard him, that was what was the thing that really got me started.
yeah, cool. So, aside from John Mayer, though, being your inspiration in the music, why did you choose music as a path of your career now?
Well, it kind of happened by I wasn't necessarily planning on it being my career. I was
Mm,
just writing songs for fun because I loved it.
right,
And
right.
then I had this crazy opportunity to go record some of the first few songs I had written. And I
Mm,
didn't think anything was going to happen.
mm,
And then I released my first little, group of songs back when I was still in college. And they just really kind of caught on, and it got in like the Billboard charts and the
yeah,
iTunes top 5. And
yeah.
and then when that happened, it was definitely like, oh wow, like this is what I want to do. And if people actually want to listen to my music, then I'm in. Let's do this.
Cool. Because last year also I've learned that you make some sort of a challenge. You release like one song every month. I mean that is crazy to release one song every month until the early of 2021, I believe. How's that happen? How's the idea? Why you have to like release one song every month?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've just realized that the modern day way of releasing music is you really only have people's attention for such a short amount of time
Yeah, right.
that I didn't want to wait too long between releasing music. So
Mhm,
instead of releasing an album of 12 songs all at once,
mhm,
and people maybe listen to one or two of those songs over and over again, and the rest just kind of get lost,
mhm.
I was like, well, what if I release 12 songs 1 month at a time? All the while, I'm writing new songs. And so when I
Yeah,
get to the end of that group of 12, and I've got a few more ready to go, and I just keep snowballing and get it ready to go. And I started that process thinking I was only going to do it for 1 year, and I loved it so much that I kept it going for 3 years. And I just finished, like you said, at the beginning of 2021, because I was getting ready to release this Goldenboy EP. But yeah, I loved doing that. I learned so much from it.
So it's interesting because you said that you enjoy to release one song every month for that's like past 3 years. Is that what you said?
3 years.
I mean,
3 years.
Why suddenly like okay now it's the perfect time to release an EP? What how how's that happened?
I think at the end of the third year, I was just kind of craving the ability to tell a longer story rather than just one song at a time. I wanted to tell a story that was multiple songs in one concept.
Yeah.
And I started feeling that, and I kind of saw it coming, and I wanted to shift. And so I knew that I wanted to finish 2020 and do 3 full years of doing a song every month, and then kind of pull back for a few months to get the songs for Goldenboy ready to go.
I see. That is makes sense to when you said that you wanna tell a longer story. That's what I felt after I listened to your Goldenboy EP, because you tell us so much story that connected each other. I must say, from the first track 5M to the last track, it's kind of weirdly connected, if I must say.
Yeah.
And tell us more about the background of the EP. How's the process going on writing on those songs?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, you nailed it. Like, that was my goal, was each song, there's 8 songs on the EP. I wanted each song to kind of be a different part of the story, almost like a chapter in a book.
Right.
But they're all telling one long story. And for me, this EP, I'll give you the short version of this, was essentially during the quarantine process that we've all been in. I just did a lot of kind of like soul searching and looking inward at myself, and realized there was just some parts of myself that I needed to confront and that I needed to kind of mature and grow in. And so I started seeing that there was this pattern in my life where I was really good at kind of becoming whatever I needed to be in order to gain the love of the people in front of me, but I was really bad at letting anyone really close.
Yeah.
And that part of myself, I started kind of nicknaming the Goldenboy. And I realized that the Goldenboy was keeping me separated from the people closest to me, and I wanted to grow from that. I wanted that to stop. And so this whole EP is kind of the process of becoming aware of it, coming to terms with it, and then ultimately being able to let go. And kind of walk into my true self, who can be in these really vulnerable relationships.
Yeah, because I also felt the vulnerable part of you in every song. I mean, I felt that this EP is way more personal than the previous release of yours. You can feel the vulnerable, the what is it, like the desperation to like people to know that you are the overthinking kind of person, and then like you tell us more about, okay, I'm not okay, so let help me somebody or something like that. I mean, like that is the perfect way to tell us people that we know that okay, we are not alone in this world. I feel the same way that Jake Scott feel, and it's okay to embrace that. It's okay to celebrate that, I must say. And I mean, like you told us, like, I know it might be scary, like for you to release the song at first, because you said that it's more vulnerable. But how are you feeling right now, man? I mean, how are you after releasing this song, this EP?
Yeah, well, one, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it feels like you said, it was scary, before I was releasing all of it, because it was just so personal and so vulnerable. But the response to it has been very, very positive, and so it just has made me feel so loved and connected to with my audience and my fan base in such a deeper way, because I feel like they got more of who I am, and in turn they're sharing more about themselves with me, and opening up and telling me how that the songs really helped them kind of process, and they connected to it. So yeah, it's been all positive. It's been really great. I feel so good now that it's out, and I've just I've loved seeing the response to it. It's been awesome.
Cool. So, the most, what is it like? The most track that hits me real hard is overthinking. I must say, because I'm the type of person who also overthinking everything in my life. I mean, like every decision that I have to make, I overthinking or in. I don't know. I feel like I've seen to that song. I mean, do you have like the song that you really, what is it like? It takes so hard to write those song in this EP, man.
Hmm. Yeah, I think each song I was kind of like I wanted to show a different way this like Goldenboy persona
Yeah.
showed up in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, especially with overthinking, if there was a moment where I felt like I kind of, if I lost somebody or if I kind of rocked the boat or I upset someone
Right.
and wasn't able to make it right in the moment, like I would just obsess over like, oh, what did I say? What did I do?
Yeah.
Could I do
Sure.
that differently? I wish I could talk to them right now, but
Right.
obviously, that can't always happen. And so
Right.
I saw that kind of playing into my thought patterns, and so I knew that song was going to relate with a lot of different people because I've had people tell me that they do the same thing, but I know for myself that's a big one for me that I needed to process.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I totally agree because I felt the same way. I really want to like what is it like fix all the bad thing that happened previous time, but I know that I
Yeah.
can. So that kept me overthinking and over and over. So man,
Yeah.
if there are any CD lovers who happen to know you through this interview, which song do you recommend for them to listen just to know you, Jake Scott, a little bit more?
Oh man, I think the song of this EP that summarizes all of it really well is
Mm-hmm.
the title track. It's called Goldenboy. I think that song is a good starting point to kind of uh, it explains what the whole record is kind of about, but it
Mm-hmm.
also is a really good starting off point to see what all the other songs mean in
Yeah.
relation with that song.
Yeah, sure. Wow, that's a cool track by the way. I love that track as well as much as I love overthinking. So, my last two
No,
question
yeah,
for you. So my last two question for you, man. I already asked this with bunch of musicians. I want to know from their point of view, what is music from their definition. So, from Jake Scott point of view, what is music?
great question. I think music is like the way your body and soul expresses itself in almost a way that you can't really tangibly like define it because the
Wow.
sound is so intangible
Wow.
and so hard to understand what it is, but then the story that goes with the sound is something that we can all understand. So it's this whole like it's this beautiful combination of like body and soul, but then also your mind and your words and your hearts. It's yeah, I think it's just expression in its deepest form.
Wow, that's a great explanation. That's a great definition of music. I totally agree with that definition because we can
Thank you.
connect. Weirdly, we can connect each other through music as although we are separate from each other. You in LA, I'm in Indonesia, but I understand what the thing that you've been through, and I know that you understand what I've been through as well, right? It's kind of
Yeah,
weird, but it's
it's beautiful.
interesting, right?
So interesting. The fact that you relate with the song "Overthinking" and that relates to your life and it's my life. It's a beautiful thing. It connects everybody.
Right. So, my last question, Jake, for you: is there any message to aspiring artists who still try to make their way to the music industry? Because I know that previously you are happen to feel that way too. You are struggling to make your way to music industry. Is there any message to your is an aspiring artist?
Yeah, I mean, any advice I could give would just be take the pressure off and have fun with it. Write as many songs as you possibly can, but don't do it from a place of trying to impress anybody or feeling like you have to do it. Just do it because you love it, because those are the songs that ultimately will connect and will break through.
Great. That's a great message, man. I felt moved by that. Thank you so much, Jake, for your time and for spending time with me to talk about your music, talk about your thoughts, and so on. And I can't wait to meet you in Indonesia and telling us more story about you.
Yes. Well, I definitely will have to stop by whenever I come through.
Cool. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This was awesome.